Welcome back. We are doing a deep dive into the power of sport, what it means for the bigger picture. PG Geldenhuys with Box to Business giving us a beautiful roadmap to find success in business. But what does success look like in the business of sport? For that, you need someone in your corner. It's not all about game day, and we love to be there on game day, but behind every top rugby player is a team working behind the scenes. From career moves to personal support, we're going to look at the people helping athletes thrive on and off the field. Now, Matt Norton is one of those angels, rugby agent at In Touch Sports, and then Jonathan Roach, DHL Stormers rugby player making his mark in the world, joins us to chat about the business on and off the field. Gentlemen, welcome. I could feel your tension levels rising and falling as I was going through that, as I put the expectations and hopes of the nation on your shoulders. It's great to have you guys here, and I think people are loving us opening a window into how it works, because people think that it's the talent that's going to get you across the line, being brilliant. You see something else, or you must. How important is this relationship to you on a personal level, dude?
Yeah, I think it's incredible. It's so important. You know, I started representing Johnny. I think he was, beginning of his grade 11 year, and to build that trust, it doesn't only contain Johnny's trust, but also his family's trust. It's a relationship that has been going now 3-4 years. If you look at our company in general, the players that we represent, Amani Lebok, Warwick Galant, they started with a colleague of mine, Richard van Dijk, when they were 16. They're now nearly into their 30s. So it's a long-term relationship that we strive to build with the players. It's not a quick deal here or there, because we feel that in order to make those deals happen and for the players to succeed, you need to know what makes them tick.
Completely.
What makes them perform on the field. Can they perform in England if they are a family man and their family lives there in Cape Town? You need to understand those intricacies, and if you can, then things normally go pretty smoothly.
And I chat to the players 10 years into a choice to go and move to France, and I understand the real-time implications, and it's always personal. It's never rugby.
No.
There are always other things. All due respect, you're a kid. You were even more of a kid when you've got professional agents coming to you, talking to you. That is crazy. What did that feel like, and how did you feel? Because I feel calm already just listening to him talk. But what was the journey been like for you, stepping into that professional space?
I think I have a little bit of a different journey. I mean, I wasn't really approached by everyone coming out of school. I wasn't like the highlight person at my school. I wasn't like the star. So while everyone else was getting picked up, Matt came and chatted to me suddenly on the side. But we've had a relationship for quite a while, because we were at the same school together. He was my matric when I was in grade 8. So
Get
I've known him
Get
for a
out,
long time.
man.
So it's quite nice to have a very personal relationship. So when he came to me, it was quite an easy decision almost. I just knew the guy already, and it came quite smoothly, and my parents knew him as well. So it was like, it's one of those things that just sort of started working from the beginning.
Man. Yeah, that actually makes me. I've got a young boy and a daughter that I have a feeling are going to shine in that sports space, and it's amazing to me the ecosystem in South Africa that we create around it. What was it, though, that ticked those boxes about this young man's style? What gets you excited as a rugby agent?
Yeah, I think it's all dependent. You've obviously got the athletic ability and the technical intricacies of a player, but for me, it's things, aside from that, it's resilience, it's your coachability.
Character, man.
Exactly, it's your character, and obviously knowing a player like Johnny, I was his matric, so I'd been watching him from under 14, and you could always see that he had something to him. But he was going to take a bit longer than the other guys. And, funny enough, my dad as well always used to say to me, that's your first signing, that's your first signing.
That is just too cool,
Go
man.
for him. So, like to answer your question, there's so much more to it. You've got to, have a relationship with coaches at the schools, understand, the player's personality, what's he like on and off the field, how resilient is he, what's his personality like, what's his family support structure like. Those key, factors are crucial in a player's development and, how far they actually end up going.
And very often it's not the rugby that's the thing that's throwing you off balance in that space. What's the coolest thing he's said to you, or the thing that stood out for you? Have there been moments, I'm putting you on the spot now, but where the relationship and having someone that you trust in your corner really does help?
Yeah, it's obviously nice. He's backed me for a long time where others didn't, and I think leading up to my first game, I was quite nervous, a little bit shaky, hands are moving. But yeah, Matt always just helped me just keep my head and stay level-headed. But he always just say just be you, just sort of do your thing. Don't worry about anything else. Yeah. So it's just that support the whole time really helps. You just when you don't have that confidence yourself, he almost has it for me.
Because you've got to see it. You've got to plot that. This is an unforgiving space. Rugby has a very limited window. We are seeing that expand because of international opportunities. When you start plotting the career of a young rugby player, what does that process look like? Because it's a business that you're running here as well as managing an asset.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. You know, every player has different circumstances and, you know, different dreams and goals. You know, for Johnny, his, you know, on the top of his list was to study and get a degree behind his name, which he's finishing this year at UCT.
Well done.
So you've obviously got to accommodate that in terms of, you know, what his rugby career is going to look like. And we were fortunate enough that we could tie something up with UCT and Western Province at the beginning. And it's worked really smoothly in terms of him being able to juggle both. And yeah, he'll finish his degree this year. He's still, you know, got another 2 years on his deal at Stormers. So that, to me, is, you know, it was perfect for Johnny. Other players, you know, they don't have that. They want to go overseas straight away, or, you know, rugby is their, you know, full-on, you know, dream for the first 2 years. So it's all player dependent, and, you know, guys have different requirements, or, yeah.
And you've got to back them, and you've got to be there to go all in. What is the goal, my brother? What do you want to achieve in this game?
Okay, well,
And this is, I'm going to say this very clearly, and Carissa's going to roll her eyes. This is the manifestation station, brother. You'd be amazed at the Cheslin Colbys that have brought things to life in this space. So what's the goal? What's the dream?
I think the end goal is obviously the green and gold. I think if you're playing rugby in South Africa, that's where you want to end up. But right now, I'm sort of just focusing on getting myself into the Stormers team properly. Like, I would like to come in and out and starter, and I know there's time and there's development needed, and I've got to be around for a little bit longer in the system. I need to get part of the system more. But right now, I just want to take that first step. I'm not looking too far yet. I want to just tick boxes.
As PG says, we eat the elephant one bite at a time, man. You guys should have a chat, because I think there's clearly some skills in and outside the rugby space, but this makes me feel so good and happy about where South African sport is, because this doesn't speak to just a trend or capitalizing on someone who's got great talent. This speaks to the bigger picture in a very powerful way. So thank you so much, gents. All the best of luck, dude.
Thanks, sir.
And now I will interview you in that green and gold one day, I have no doubt. But if you've got any questions, I suggest hooking up with the gents and asking them directly. There is so much more involved in launching a career, but also making it sustainable and enriching it for that player along the way. So we say to all those amazing agents out there and the players doing the hard yards on the field, we love you guys.